I'm joined by the great legendary Kat Anthony, the outgoing executive director of the Virginia Capitol Trail, the incoming executive director of VPAP. It stands for something, I won't say it here. It's too long of a word, but what a great transition. We're here to talk to you today about your career at the Virginia Capitol Trail, since this is a transportation forecast. But hey, congratulations.
Thank you. This is really bittersweet. This is the last week that I will be executive director of the Capitol Trail Foundation, and been with the organization now for over 8 years, and it's been a whirlwind. So this is really crazy to say goodbye to the Cap Trail.
Yeah, I'll let people know where you and I first met. We met at Hardywood West. I don't know if you remember, but I was doing a story, probably for VPM, about I was going to do a feature story on the trail ambassadors, who are a great group of volunteers who clean the trail on a regular basis, who are out there, and you helped connect me. But I remember meeting you that first time at Hardywood at some party where I forgot what it was even for, but you said who you were, and I'm like, oh, the Capitol Trail, like, oh, that's great. So I think, Ed, you have helped me, I don't know how many dozens of times over the years with stories. So first of all, thank you for doing that.
No, I remember. Still, it was the opening of the Hardywood's West Creek location, like it was a party, and I still remember meeting you as well. And I've been so grateful for all the times that you have featured the Capitol Trail, featured our programs. You've been such a great bike ped, transportation advocate, and so I just want to thank you for that, because we need people like you who are helping the cause. So thank you.
Well, thanks. I'm going to put that on my resume, because maybe it'll help me get a full-time job.
There you go.
So let's go back to that first initial phase when you joined the Virginia Capitol Trail. Where was it at? I mean, it was already open, obviously, but what was your first role? Like, what were you trying to do, and what did you have to accomplish?
Yeah, so I started in 2017, and the Cap Trail course opened in 2015. And so, what I understand kind of happened was, the ribbon cutting happened in 2015, and then they were like, wait, what do we do next? And so I kind of came on as like the next chapter of the Capitol Trail. And at the time, it was just me and one other staff person, and we really did the Cap to Cap bike ride, our trail ambassador program, and of course some advocacy. And then over the past 8 years, we have been able to really expand the Capitol Trail Foundation and what we do, and have done a lot of different things. And and now we're a bigger staff team. We do, the Cap to Cap bike ride, the run, the summer challenge. We started the Outdoor Equity Fund, which funds programs throughout the community so everyone has access to the Capitol Trail. Our staff team is up to 5 or 6 staff now. We have our Adopt a Trail program, which is something we hadn't had before. We do trail cleanups, we do grassroots programs, and so it's fun to think about all of the growth that's happened in the past 8 years, and then part of my job is also to fundraise and make sure that the organization is stable, and I feel like I'm leaving on a really good note, a very high note, that the organization is very stable and in a great place, and I'm excited for whoever takes it on next.
Yeah, just a plug right now. It is Giving Tuesday when we're recording this, and I'll get this out as soon as I can. But for those who enjoy the Capitol Trail, and there are thousands of you, I forget the exact numbers. You could tell me in a minute what it's grown over the years. But if you love the Capitol Trail, then you could support the foundation by donating to the Virginia Capitol Trail, because it helps them continue their advocacy. It helps them continue growing the trail, because there's all these little threads and spines now growing. So go to virginiacapitoltrail.org and donate.
Yeah, exactly. Please donate. Yeah, and you mentioned the spines and everything. Of course, our big thing this past year or so was expanding the Capitol Trail to Williamsburg, which is going to be another 7.5 miles. We'll turn the Capitol Trail into a 60-mile trail, and then, of course, there's more spurs and connectors that we're working on as well. And so it's been a big year for us.
Yeah. And then still then looking back too, when you first started, I'm sure there was still a lot of pushback from residents, even though it had been going for a while. What's the change been like over the years from what you've seen? I seem to remember a story of some politician who got mad, who lived maybe in not Williamsburg, but somewhere along the Capitol Trail, who got mad at bikers running stop signs, which we all know if there's no car there, come on. But what's the change been like over the years since then?
I mean, it's been a dramatic change. The Capitol Trail, people had to fight, specifically Beth Weisbrod had to, fight tooth and nail to ensure that the Capitol Trail was built. And people said things like, no one's going to use it, it's such a waste. And now people have turned around and said, I'm so grateful that it's here. People are using it all the time. We're seeing more businesses pop up along the trail. It's been such a healthy new thing for our community. And of course, because of the success of the Capitol Trail, we're seeing things like the Fall Line getting built, which is the Ashland to Petersburg Trail, the Trail 757 extension. We're seeing trails like the Shenandoah Rail Trail and the Eastern Shore Trail. And so we're seeing more trails get built. And so we're really excited about that.
Yeah, it's all going to be connected somehow. Or, at least
That's
there's
the
more,
goal.
the more trails, the more trails, the better. I think I did a story on the TNT, which is up in Charlottesville, like a small trail, but the person I interviewed was a volunteer, and we had talked about this trail that's going from there. Is this a 757 that's supposed to go from like Charlottesville all the way down to Chesapeake, or I don't know?
That's the 3-notch trail. So Charlottesville or
Right,
Albemarle,
3-notch.
And then all the way to Richmond, which Plan RVA is going to be doing a feasibility study on that soon, which we're really excited about. And then of course the Trail 757, which will connect the Capitol Trail to Hampton, and then also down south take the ferry and go to Surrey and Isle of Wight. And so, I mean, think about the Capitol Trail being like a 150-mile trail, and then connecting to the Fall Line Trail, and
Right.
then if one day we can get it to connect to Mount Vernon, we'll be able to go connect it to the Great Allegheny Passage and all the way to Ohio. And so those are my lofty dreams that I hope to pass on to other folks, and so, because I think there's always a lot of work to do here.
Yeah, and the East Coast Greenway. Let's not forget the East Coast Greenway.
East Coast
as well.
Greenway. I mean, exactly. And so, it's been a great 8+ years, and I'm really, it's bittersweet to leave, but I know it's going to be in great hands.
Well, in that time frame too, you've seen a lot of changes as you just mentioned, but can you name a couple of highlights in terms of, I don't know, people or things that have opened where you're like, man, I never thought this would happen, or just something that kind of says, whoa, this is like incredible, like any type of stories like that.
Yeah. I mean, of course, we've got some great restaurants and coffee shops along the trail. So Spoken Art, we saw that open up.
Oh God, I love this place.
Yeah, it was like a law firm or some business before, and now look at that. We've got Market on 5 in Charles City County, which is a number of restaurants and shops for people to enjoy. Indian Fields Tavern now has a brewery and a restaurant. Oh, it's been open for some time. Cool Wheels with their bike shop, and then there's Stone Brewing, which is right off the trail. So we've seen a lot of like businesses pop up along the trail, which is amazing. And then of course, the Fall Line, another 45-mile trail that's going to be built that was inspired by the Capitol Trail getting built, and then all these other trails. Right. And so it's cool to see so much success for the Capitol Trail. And it's not all me, it's the trail.
Yeah.
I think people need to understand that. It's really trails like mean success and economic development, and so we need more of them.
Yeah, and I think too, in thinking back about some of the things that have happened over the trail, I remember you guys did a hiking thing for just women. Like that's a great thing. It was an all women bike hike camping thing, right?
Bike packing. It was bike packing.
Yeah.
All women's bike packing program, which I think we sold out in like 20 minutes or so, or like an hour. And so, one of the things that is really important to me is ensuring that everyone has access to the Capitol Trail. And it's not a bike trail. It's a trail for cyclists, runners, walkers, and we want everyone to feel like it is their trail. And so we've done a lot of those grassroots programs to get more people out on the trail and make sure that people feel welcome. That's why we started our run in the fall. Was we had this big cap-to-cap bike ride, which has been really successful, but then we added our run to our programs to show that the trail is for everyone.
Right. It's a constant reminder, too. I think also in your last few years, has it been easier to get the other localities that want to connect to the trail, or if you speak in meetings or go to people that are involved in that process, has it been easier to say, look at the success now? Like the longer that you've been there, has it been easier for people to go, oh, yeah, we want to connect to it, as opposed to what happened years ago?
Yes, exactly. I mean, there was a county that really didn't want the trail to be a separated path. They just wanted a wide shoulder on the road. And now people understand, oh, okay, now I understand that it needs to be a separated path and people want to connect to the Capitol Trail. I mean, the city of Williamsburg and James City County are working really, really hard to build more miles of trail because they want to connect even more further into their counties. And then York County and Hampton, Newport News is on fire right now building trails. And so yes, it is. The case statement is check it out. It's been such a success. Let's build more trails. And a lot of the local jurisdictions and businesses and homeowners are very supportive of it now.
Yeah. So this is your outgoing week. You're starting a new job. Tell people what you're going to be doing at VPAP, the Virginia Project. VPAP.
Virginia Public Access Project. And so
I know what it is. I just
yeah, VPAP. And
VPAP.
so I'm going to be their executive director. And so it's kind of a bigger team of staff. I think it's around 9 or 10. And so VPAP, their whole stick is civic engagement, and so they do a lot of different things. So they publish campaign financing data on their website. They publish who's a lobbyist and who they're lobbying for. They also, during the General Assembly, they have a really cool app that tells you what issues are happening, who your legislator is, where are they at the General Assembly, and then they do civic engagement programs through their Civics Navigator program. And so I'm going to be their executive director. I'm following David Poole and Chris Piper, who were excellent EDs at there, and I'm excited for the next chapter. It's different, and
Yeah.
I like challenging myself, and so this is going to be a new challenge and another great organization.
Yeah, I will say about VPAP too, for all the journalists out there that hopefully are listening. Maybe you are, maybe you're not, but you know how well or how much you rely on VPAP during election time. Refresh, refresh, refresh.
Election
Who's leading?
results,
Who's
yeah.
win? Yeah, election results. That's the key.
And
So
then,
is it?
yeah.
Go ahead.
And then the
No,
data
go ahead.
visualizations as well. That's a big thing, of course, that VPAP does as well. And a lot of journalists use them for their stories.
Yeah, the great phrase or the great sentence ender, according to VPAP, carries a lot of good weight because it's respected. So it is nonpartisan. It is, I think, respected hopefully by everyone in the field. So going from the executive director of the Capitol Trail to VPAP, they're two different balls of wax. Is that even a phrase? They're two different things, monsters. How do you even navigate that type of change? Or is it the same because Virginia Capitol is kind of a civic engagement?
I mean, my job is civic engagement is ensuring that people are involved with trail building, right? That's kind of what one of the things that I do is getting to know your legislators, getting to know different issues. And so the nice thing is this is going to be just a little bit broader for me. And then I'm also, a nonprofit professional, like I know how to manage a nonprofit. I know how to work with a team and just kind of build a mission and goals and programs. And so I think it's a good next step for me. But of course, I'll miss all my friends and colleagues at the Cap Trail.
Yeah. So, not to keep you too much longer, because you are packing up. Your office looks completely empty from what I could see right here. So you've already kind of packed up. In terms of any lasting memories, you're going to have so many memories of the Capitol Trail. But what would you want to leave people with about your time there at the Cap Trail or the Cap? I know it's not about you, but it's about the Cap Trail. But what are your kind of outgoing thoughts?
Yeah, so my outgoing thoughts, that's such a good question. I'm really proud of the work that myself and my team and our board have done over the past 8 years. It's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that have happened over the past couple of years, and I really want people to know that the Capitol Trail Foundation's not done. There's always work to do with building more trails, putting more amenities, ensuring that everyone knows what the Capitol Trail is. People that don't even know what it is. And so we need to ensure that everyone has access to the Cap Trail. And so I hope that the next person who comes in continues that work and that everyone knows that the Capitol Trail is for them. So if you're listening to this and you haven't been on it, check it out. And if you've already been on it, invite other friends out because trails are pretty cool. So I think we need more of them.
I will say the upgrades at 4 Mile Park are fantastic. I hadn't been there in a while. I went there for the Tour de Kauai ride, which is honoring a fallen bike rider. and we met at 4 Mile Park. And the last time I was there, I was like, oh wait, now there's like actual public bathrooms.
Isn't it cool? I know, right?
It's really
That was a project in partnership with Henrico and VDOT, and so yeah, they're really nice bathrooms. You know, it's those things that people are really excited about: bathrooms, water, shelter, all that good
Yeah,
stuff.
and a bike stand to fix, which is also great along the Capitol Trail. Bike stands, meaning
Exactly.
like if you need a quick tool, they're attached there at various locations along the way. And I will say, also I camped at the Chickahominy campsite off the trail, which is a great campsite road from Chesterfield out there. I've done cap to cap numerous times, very slowly, but I still do it. And I ride it on my birthday when I can, to celebrate
Yeah.
my aging process. And and I
Well,
will plug the. Go ahead. I was gonna.
I was gonna say that's great. No, keep it up. I mean, we've got a 90-year-old who often does the whole trail, and so biking is good for you. So
Yeah, and you see again, just to reiterate, you see people running, unicycling, scootering, and just walking in different parts. Well, Kat, wow, I want to wish you the best of luck in your new role. You're going to be missed, and I want to, on behalf of the general public, who I could maybe say on behalf of, thank you for all your hard work that you've done with the Virginia Capitol Trail, and personally, again, thank you for letting me connect the stories to help my transportation writing.
yeah, no, thank you so much, and it's been the biggest honor of my career, and so far. So thank you for letting me serve the Capitol Trail and the Capitol Trail Foundations. I'll miss it, but I know it's in great hands.
Great. All right.
Thank you.
You've been nerding out about the RVA bike scene. Be sure to like and subscribe and share the show, and tip your server if you can. On Venmo, I'm at Ian-Stewart-82. Be sure to check out my other podcast called History Reinvented. This new season is all about the history and future of Pine Camp in Richmond, Virginia. It's very fascinating. And if you like music, check out Ian's World of Music show on Mixcloud. For years and years, I was the World Music Show host on the public radio station in town. So check it out, because I know what I'm doing. And you could also look for my freelance work on outlets like the Virginia Mercury, the Richmonder, Richmond Magazine, and on the podcast Full Disclosure with Robin Farzad, where I often get to interview people like Mike Henry of Family Guy. The Mechanics of Transportation is a big soap production. See you next week. Thanks for tagging along.